Get this, you and I pay for the same AI, same models, same subscription. But right now, there's somebody shipping an entire product with it while you're still typing, make it better, into a chat window, right? The difference isn't the model though. It's that their AI has skills and they are being used well. And most of the skills that people tell you to install are garbage. And there's an actual downside to that as well. I used to have like 300 skills. My Claude started tripping. And eventually I broke it down to just 7. So I run over 100 of them, right? On a real business. And today I ranked the 7 that I actually use with receipts, right? And the number 1 literally wrote the video that you are watching. And I will prove that at the end. Now, of course, it's like AI can write videos and AI can do that. And I don't use that. But it's more than just that. If you do anything with AI, you're going to love these 7. And I think that they're going to make your work faster, cheaper, and you will finally get less frustration and a real whoa effect. This will be a big time saver. So already, if you're here, like the video, man, we're going to do this. Like AI is definitely something that can change things for the better if you use it correctly. And there is one new skill that this is a big bonus. I will mention it a little bit later, but I want to go over the ones that I really like and how I use them first. But the newer one is finally when I work on a page, it's always like I have to do this, that. Oh, that's wrong. I run this skill and it is like gorgeous. Like, man, I love it. So this is not a top skills that I Googled together, right? This is my actual usage data. I asked Claude, like, hey, what are the skills that I use most? Which are the ones that are most, effective for my project that I have? And every conversation that I had with Claude, it gets logged on my machine, right? You get it logged as well. You can read your own transcripts and you can do a lot of cool stuff with that, actually. So I made it count which skills I really invoked across every project, every session that I had. And yeah, I mean, I could have done, but like I have more than 100 installed and most of them, I never used it once. Literally never. 7, they actually did the work and it's now a little bit closer to 8, 9, 10 maybe. And these are the ones that I'm going to show you in this video because most explanations make this sound harder than it is, right? A prompt, something that you type, right, is a favor, right? You ask nicely, can you please do this? And you get one answer and tomorrow you type it all again. And that's a huge waste of time if you ask me and if you ask yourself. Now, a skill is a somewhat of a job description, right? A file that says when this task shows up, here's exactly how you do it. Here are the rules. Here are the tools that you are using to do the job, and you write it once and that's it. The AI loads itself. It's like a preset basically every time forever. Now you can also make them self-improving, which is even way cooler because AI evolves. Your project evolves. You don't want to update your skills manually every single time, of course. It's a little bit like, I don't know if you can relate, but I make music and in Logic Pro, you have presets to edit your voice. Like give it EQs, dynamic, compression, reverb. You can click that all the time, but there's also a list of presets that you can load in and it's already there. Doesn't mean that it's good because every song is different, and kind of the same applies to your project or the product within your project that you are working on. But if you have a good base, that's a huge time saver. And that's the thing, like most people prompt, builders hire, right? And that's the thing, like it is not a competition, it is not a race. Then again, it kind of is. If you are thinking about creating a cool app today together with somebody else somewhere else in the world, right? You start building right now, both. And you're prompting everything yourself. And that person knows what he's doing. He's using skills to make it fast. He will release a better product faster and he will make the money and you won't, right? And by the time you feel like, hey, I want to make something cool for myself, there's probably already someone who did it. You don't have to spend your time on that, right? Unless you do it well. So it kind of sucks, but it is somewhat of a race. And I got this wrong for months. Mega prompts. I kept repasting like I asked my Claude, and that's one skill, by the way, that you can create. So I'm going to be a little bit like giving you the prompts, the skills here and there, and I will put it all in the description so you can have it. I'm not gonna tell you like, hey, school community or whatever. Like, I don't even know what that is, man. I just want to help you out. But I had Claude just literally, I asked like, hey, look at my conversations in the last 30 days. Where did I tell you like, hey, you did it wrong? Or where was I frustrated? And Claude researched it entirely through a workflow. And it told me, well, this. I said, cool, compact it, put it in the Claude MD, learn from it, right? So every now and then you can just compact your history and make Claude or Codex or whatever you use, doesn't matter, learn from it, right? But I kept repasting prompt libraries I never opened, right? Like there are many prompt libraries. We don't even need that, right? Installing every hype skill pack, and my AI did not get smarter. My setup got bad, and it only paid off when I let usage decide instead of hype. Right? So it's not like, hey, download 20 skills and your product is going to be amazing. You'll be a million. Nah, it's not going to work like that. It's not. Most of the stuff out there, it's nice, but you're not even going to need it anyway. So keep that in mind. Now, 3 rules for this ranking, because I rank them, right? 1, real usage. Right? The counts are from my logs, not my memory. So this is literally not what I prefer. It's just, well, indirectly, but it's literally what I used. So in other words, what I apparently preferred and what worked best for me, right? 2, real work. Everything here runs on an actual business with paying customers, right? Not a demo repo. I see a lot of people on YouTube saying like, oh, do this, do that, do that. But I'm like, but what are you doing with it? And I run the Alpha Factory. There's a link down below. Just sign up for free. It doesn't matter. But you can look around. Everything that you see is built with AI. And it works. Again, I have paying customers. I have automation set up. The API routes, they work. I get like all the messages that I need. It's a proactive system. The charts are amazing. It really, really works. So that's number 2. And number 3 is ranked by what I miss most if it would be disappearing tomorrow. That's not always the highest count. I'll tell you when those disagree. Let's go. Okay, so let's start just simply with number 7, right? Let me show you exactly what the skill is and what it does. So you know the AI look, right? The purple gradients, 3 feature cards, rounded everything, and a hero that says, unlock your potential. Every AI build site looks the same, like some kind of an intern has made it. And to be honest, I did it as well for this slide deck overlay. This looks really AI, right? It looks cool for a slide deck though, but I don't want to build a product based on that. And I think that at a certain point, it is becoming such a norm that if people look at your product, they're like, even the biggest like noob could say like, oh, this is AI. I'm not gonna like, no, I just don't want to get into this, right? For some reason then. So that's number 1. The skill exists to kill that. It forces the AI through real design decisions, typography, spacing, a visual direction before it writes just a single component, right? That's the front end design. And you know maybe about the front end design, but you can tweak it, right? You can install, everybody says, oh, front end design skill. And you're like, oh yeah, but it all looks the same. It's such a good base. And if you apply it to your project and you say like, hey, you know, I see this, I don't really like that. And it fixes it for you in a way that you do like it. Then you can say like, hey, update the skill. And like that, you are building your own skill out of a good base. This doesn't look AI to me. Yeah, sure. If you know it, then you can say like, I can see it, but it's not that you will open this and be like, well, this is an AI kind of website. Dude, this is smooth. This is fast. This is amazing. If you look at how fast it, like this is even on my local host, it should not even be fast while I'm recording this video. Create an impact. This is, for example, just me on my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, overlaid. That's the blue histogram with the views. You can smooth it out. There are all kind of cool functions and all, right? Like you can toggle between the views and the uploads. You can zoom. It's so freaking smooth. And I love the way that this design is looking, right? And that's what I've created this entire platform with. Look at this alpha map. This is the crypto market with a risk level. Look at how extremely smooth this is working, right? You can click on a coin. You can see the risk levels for the coin. The risk levels are all generated on a different page. So there are a lot of API routes that are connecting to each other. For a 1-person business, even with AI, this has taken me forever though. But now that I know how I should do it, next time I would build something like this, it goes a lot faster, right? You can click on another coin, you can compare them to each other. But still, this is all AI, right? Yeah, this looks really freaking stunning to me. Pages, Lisa. And that's the thing, like the pages that I've built with this look designed and the ones before it looked generated, right? And that's the difference. It's the same AI though, different, skills, usage, prompts, whatever you want to call this. So still this, never ask AI to make it look nice, because nice is how you get that very typical AI purple gradient. And it could look nice if you like it for yourself, then that's fine. But if you want to be a little bit more original with it, you can definitely do that. It's just not the AI default. Okay, so number 6, and yeah, this one is funny and frustrating. Here's a loop that you'll probably recognize, right? There's a bug somewhere in your project. The AI says, I see the issue, and it changes something. Still broken. Now I see the issue. And 40 minutes later, your code is worse than where you got started. Right? Because you don't even know what the issue is. You don't even know what your AI is doing. And if you don't know it, then it is simply just guessing. And by guesswork, you're not getting there, right? So therefore, we have the systematic debugging. This skill is so thoroughly in what it does. And again, for every skill, it applies that like out of the box, it's fine, it's good, right? Some are really good, some are okay. The thing is though that if you use it, just tell it like at the end of the conversation, like, hey, is there anything that we learned from this that you can come and update your skill? Easter egg, right? But if you have a conversation with Claude or Codex or whatever about whatever, and sometimes at the end of the convo, you feel like, wow, this went great, right? Sometimes. You feel like this went fantastic. Just ask it. Can you turn this whole conversation into a skill? Is that possible? And often it is. Improve. Now, there's one extra already that I want to mention to you, because for some reason my Claude didn't put it in this list. And, it makes mistakes. Let's admit that. The improve skill. I will link it down below. It's public. Get up, just copy the link, put it in your Claude, tell it like to install it. And the improve skill is really good at finding issues that you might find out about in 2 months from now when it's already too late. Right? So the improve skill is basically, I ran it on a page where you can track your portfolio, right? And it came up with stuff that I was like, man, at some point somebody is gonna run into that. But how am I supposed to find out? I did, for example, said that, well, if you track more than 50 coins and you press a buy there and a sell there, then only the buy gets through and the sell doesn't, and the other coin break. And I'm like, whoa, that's a hypothetical scenario that actually eventually might occur. And I don't want to do that to my users. So it finds the things that you feel like, whoa, oh yeah, haha, I should have thought about that. It's so amazing. After everything that I implemented or build, or I just say like, run the improve skill. And it always finds something that you feel like, wow, glad I did. But for now, systematic debugging. And it doesn't really matter that much, by the way, guys. In my experience, if you use these skills with Sonnet 5 or with Opus 4.8 or with Fable, I know that models are hype and it's nice, but at the end of the day, it's really depending on what type of workflows you use, what skills you use, how good you are. It's not all depending on the model. It's a little overrated. Maybe everybody hates me now, but it's kind of what I experience. So yeah, systematic debugging, right? The AI isn't debugging. It's kind of guessing with confidence. And that's the problem that often happens if you do not use a skill for the problems that you run into. The skill bans the guessing, right? Reproduce first. Form a hypothesis. AI is going to edit this video. I don't know. We'll see if it edits it out. I have no idea. Like, do it, Claude. Verify the actual root cause, right? And then touch the code. So it is really planning instead of trying to please you. Like, oh, you want it to be fixed. Let me fix. And no, it then tells you like, okay, let's take a step back. Let's try to really go through it and find it out. And it works so much better, actually. So use that one. It's all down below. So steal this. One question. Did you verify the cause, or are you pattern matching? That question alone pays for this video. Flows this, that. Well, anyway, it came with dynamic workflows and it's really good. It is the deep research, right? When I need to actually know something, market research, tool comparisons, is this claim true? All that. I don't ask one chat one question. Why? Because if you want to do a lot of research and you have one agent, then that agent is going to fill up with a lot of token, rot, and it starts to hallucinate at a certain point. It starts to form a bias at a certain point. It's getting really slow, really expensive. If you spawn like 60 agents, it sounds expensive, but they're all doing their little part, right? And they're all unbiased. And so if 40 different agents come with the same conclusion unbiasedly from different sources, then you know it's true. At least there's a good chance that it's true. And that is making doing research on any type of topic so much better. So this skill spins up a swarm of agents. Like that could be 20. It often is pretty proactive in like, hey, we don't need that much. And then you're going to get API errors as well. But sometimes it spawns like 120 agents. Good. Multiple agents, they search independently, fact check each other's claims, and hand me one report with sources. And from there, you can really work on it. So this is an amazing thing to use that I will always use as long as there's nothing much better than that. And look, the magic isn't the researching, it's the adversarial part, right? One agent's only job is trying to disprove the others. That's the step that your single chat will never do, right? It's not going to disprove like, hey, here's the answer. But no, yeah, that will be a little weird, right? So it will also never, it just rather will confidently hand you something that is not correct. So I use this, according to Claude, 20 times. That should be based on the last week only, I think. I use it many times. And my before any big decision button, that's just simply what this is. So these three were about, doing work better. Now the next four, they kind of change what work I'm even doing by hand. And remember, one of these, it wrote and edited this video. I did not put Premiere or whatever open at all. I just say edit and I get a video. So cool. What AI can do, right? Like, this is amazing. So this is my most invoked skill at 22 times. And again, this is not in total. This is probably from the last week only. So on top of the list. And it doesn't build anything. It does something way better. It interviews me before it builds anything. It plans. It does everything when it comes to the preparation in order to build something good. So I say, I want to build feature X. And instead of saying like, okay, build, right? It asks me, what is the actual problem? Who is it for? What is out of scope? What do you want? You have this choice, you have this choice, you have this choice. Keep that in mind. Okay, pull choice questions for that, open question for that. And then it starts to create a plan. So it's kind of like the cloud planning feature, but better in my opinion. How everybody uses AI, right? And exactly why it is ranked here. This is not the most hidden gem skill, but it is one of the most valuable. It just gets, used automatically as well. I don't have to ask for this skill. Cloud recognizes like when it's time to use it. The most expensive thing in AI is development. In AI development, it's not the tokens itself. It's building the wrong things too fast and then doing it all over. And you pay literally for mistakes. It's so frustrating, right? People often, they build and then they're like, what is this? And okay, maybe I should have planned this. Can you explain what this is? But like, what are you doing then? And although it often fires by itself, sometimes you just want to, brainstorm about something, right? You just want to like come up with ideas. Like often I use AI mostly even as to be a sparring partner. I feel like, man, usually you have colleagues, right? I'm like so disassociated from people right now. I love it. No, but as long as we use, like, you can talk to it and be like, wow, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a bad idea. Yada, yada. So still this, even without any skill, just in a regular conversation with an agent, end your next request with interview me first. One question at a time. And you will notice, like, you watch the quality jump. And the benefit of that is also you get a better understanding. It's not often not a problem that AI doesn't understand. It's most people that are just like me, don't know how to code, are not developers, and they use AI. They have no idea what they're doing. No idea. I have no idea what I am doing, and I'm running a paid business with AI. While if you give me the code, I'll be like, fuck that, McDonald's, can I work there? Like, no. So you have to understand. You don't have to understand the code, but understand what your AI is doing, where you are going, okay? Now, number 3, with 21 users, is the writing plans skill, right? And this is the engine of my entire workflow, basically. After the interview comes the contract, right? A full implementation plan, phases, checkboxes, files to touch. One standalone document that needs 0 extra context. And that's amazing because you don't have to be on a super expensive Claude $200 per month plan in order to plan, write, build, correct, review, push, all that kind of stuff. You can use a cheaper Claude plan for the writing, which is often great, and use Cursor Composer 2.5, which is highly underestimated in my opinion, which doesn't cost a dime to implement. And that's it. That's done, right? So, also a little cost efficient in my opinion. Referencing plan and a team of agents shipped. So yeah, my record, again, this is not like a make the video look not, this is literally what Claude got from my conversations. One prompt, a full feature shipped in one session, and 2 of my 3 messages for that feature was literally continue. That's it. This is amazing. And it was a good feature. That's also the nice thing. So stop asking one AI to be the architect and the builder in the same chat. They don't understand that. The plan file is the handoff, right? The plan is super important. As long as you have a great plan, right? Like if your plan is really good, you can have an idiot AI letting do the execution. Rather not, but if the plan is good, then the execution is easy. Now, again, the next one, number 2, is the video edits and the script writing as well, right? Everything that you have watched so far, the cuts, the pacing, and I'm very curious, right? Like maybe it sucks and it's nothing to show off. Maybe it's really good and we're like, hey, but it's an AI skill that did that. It transcribes my raw recording at first, right? So it sees exactly what I'm saying right where, and it finds the silences, the stumbles, the cuts, it cuts them out, and it builds the edit. And I just approve the cut list before it renders. So it says like, hey, yesterday I made a video for another channel, 40 minutes raw video. And it said like, okay, -8. And I was like, oh, okay, you're going to extract 8 minutes from it? No, we have 8 minutes left. I was like, you're going to cut out like 80% of the video. Like that's a little exaggerated, right? So you want to be on top of it. Again, it will eventually learn and learn and learn, but not by the skills itself, because the skills don't know what you want, right? It's all depending on what you want. And to be honest, man, for YouTube, like I know that this is a new channel, but I run another channel for crypto, and it was the task that I hated most. It felt like it was just like boring. It wasn't hard, but it's just hours of my life, every video, like opening Premiere, cut, listen back, cut, like, and oh my God, I did not really like that. Now the boring 80% is automated, and I only make the creative calls, and even there I get some help with, like, and it's I love it, man. This is great. I want to give a disclaimer though, fair warning, because I don't want to run this channel to do all hype stuff. I, rather make boring content that works as well. But setting up this skill for the editing, if you like doing YouTube for some reason or whatever, it was not a 2-day thing, okay? The first version got mid-word, it misjudged my accent, it was the overlays, it kept the silences in, it was really bad, right? A demo works once and a system that earns its usage count, right? So I had to just go render the video, blowing up my laptop with it, looking at the video, being disappointed, saying like, hey, no, this is not good, this is not good. And eventually, again, it learns from it, right? And you say like, okay, now update the skill with what you learned so we can, start in the next video where we left off for this one, right? So it's only getting better, or at least not worse. So really, automation is great. Like this, what I'm saying with the videos, automation, right? But automate your most repeated task, not your most impressive one. That's like, if you just look in life, it doesn't matter if you don't want to build project, whatever, but look like, what do I need to do most? If it's the dishes, then yeah, maybe later when there are robots and shit. But like for now, there's always something that you have to do digitally, right? And there's something you have to do a lot, checking your emails, keeping track of your calendar, whatever it may be. Try to see like, is there a way to automate this? Now, something else as well, by the way, is that I saw a video from somebody and the title is Claude Code Local Google Ads. Automate everything. I earned $730K. Well, of course, YouTube channels, like they have to make it attractive, but it worked, right? I clicked on it. Then I figured like, I'm not gonna watch 1.5 hours of a video. So what I did is I opened Obsidian, right, the extension, and I can just add it to Obsidian. everything of this entire video, the entire transcript. So I have it right here, right? Everything. Then I went to Codex and I said, look at this, give me a small overview of what the video is about and let me know if this could be in any kind of way useful to our project. Save me 1.5 hours. Awesome. Okay, now the number one skill that I've built myself, right? And this is not maybe for everybody because again, this is content, but I do think we live in a time where content in any kind of way is just super important. And for me, it's amazing because I'm on YouTube and I try to set up a new channel, grow this channel. And that's hard because there are a lot of channels out there. And this is really helping me. This is where I prove what I said in the first 20 seconds, right? So what is this all about then? Well, the skill runs on this channel, right? It holds my idea bank. It scores every idea against a viral bar before I'm allowed to script it. It writes blueprints, it ranks titles, it designs thumbnails, and after every upload, it compares the predictions that it made about the video to what actually happened, and it writes down the lesson, right? So whenever I say like, hey, use my YouTube OS operating system skill, that's a big skill, to come up with an idea, for example. Comes up with ideas. If I like one idea, I said, okay, give me the teleprompt script. Give me the slide deck overlay. Give me everything, right? Then when I recorded it, I give it the video, the transcript, whatever. And it gives me title recommendation, thumbnail prompt, even make the thumbnail itself now. The description, the chapters, the pinned comment, when to release it, when to push it to different channels like Telegram, Twitter, that kind of stuff. And then it says like, well, based on this and that, I think, this might be the views that you're getting or whatever. And then 24 hours, 48 hours later, mostly when the real numbers come in, it looks at it and it'd be like, okay, what worked, what didn't work? And it gets better every single time. So let me show you what I did. And you might be like, man, what is this like? Is this Chinese? No, this is Dutch. And what really helped me is usually when I used AI, I talked in English because, hey, that's where all the terms are. And like that was easy. These are the videos that I'm watching. But I noticed that when I started to refer to Claude in my own language, I was so much better in explanations, right? Of course, because I speak my own language better than a secondary language. Now there's no language barrier. I can express myself way better. And it's all about how you prompt, right? How you talk. So if you are from India or whatever, or Germany, speak to it with your own language. You'll notice that it's getting so much better. But what I said right here is that, hey, I have that YouTube OS skill and I noticed something. I said like, hey, these are the videos that I watched, right? These are the videos that I have watched because I want to study my behavior. Why do I click on these videos? Something in the thumbnail, something in the title was interesting to me. So it might be that other people are also doing that the same kind of way, right? I mean, 90K views, 40K views. So I was like, if I click on it, then apparently this is also the way I should create my videos, my thumbnails, my titles, right? So people click on it. Because the content could be great, but if nobody sees it, then yeah, that's a waste, right? So it studied it and it saved it into the skill that I have. So the next time I say like, hey, come up with an idea and a whole content package, it knows how to do it already. And that's how I try to learn and make Claude learn as well. Like this is my Canva. You can, if you are Dutch, you can read it. Otherwise you can't. So I asked for like, hey, give me 5 viral ideas for my channel. And it first said like how my setup spent or sent me a $600 bill. And that's true. I said it in my first video, I think. But that's exactly what I told Claude. Like, yeah, nobody cares about me being charged. Like nobody knows who I am. It's a true story. Nobody cares. I said like, look at like in general what works and then add in how that like is affecting me and my channel and my viewers, right? And then it gave me a new top 5. This is the first one already. I tried 100 Claude code skills. These 6 are the best, right? That's what Nate Herc used. Cool guy, by the way. So Claude said like, hey, I tested 100 Claude skills. These 7 actually matter. Really simulate title, right? And Claude doesn't do that to steal. And I don't approve that to steal. But, if it works as long as the content itself is unique. So it came up with a bunch of ideas right here. So, that's how I got everything right here. It's all a skill and it's getting so much better right now. So the video that you are watching right now started as a ranked list that this skill generated. So I pulled my own usage data, scored the concept, and I wrote, it wrote the script draft basically, including this exact sentence that I cannot pronounce. really, because I'm Dutch. So yeah, the AI wrote the line where I tell you that the AI wrote the line. We're through the looking glass and it has usage count. It's pretty funny. It's pretty like beta, but it's what it is. So 18 invocations. Claude, I don't know what that means. Do I need to say that? Yes, this is how YouTubers work. So I used it 18 times, right? And it's number one for me because it is mine. The others, you can, right? Like it's not, I mean, I didn't use it as much as the others, but it's still number one because it's my skill. It works so great for me because I'm a content creator. It knows about my channel and therefore I ranked it number one, right? The others you can install today for yourself. Links below. Nobody can install this one because you will get my content. Like this is something that you have to create yourself. But I will share a prompt actually in the link below as well, somewhere or in the description, where you can set up the start to create this skill. Generic skills raise your floor. The skills you build yourself become the edge nobody can copy. That's not written by AI at all. It's true though. It's true. Like you want to have your stuff, right? That you can like copy the best thing from somebody and it will be the worst thing for you. That's what it is. Now, and why? It's off the ranking because it never shows up in the counts. It's just always on every session automatically. It's a skill that I found out through one of those videos that I've watched. I loved it. And I basically said in my Claude MD, like, hey, put it in after every time we do something. And that one is the ponytail skill. And this is like making life so much better. So it's an entire personality, basically. It's a lazy senior developer, but lazy as in a compliment, right? Before my AI writes any code, it asks, does it need to exist at all, right? Does something built in already does this? Can it be one line like that? And it makes things so much more easy and less overcomplicated, especially if you feel like, man, my AI is slow and expensive. Yeah, it has to reach through 2 million lines of code. Yeah, with the ponytail skill, it doesn't. So here's the dirty secret of AI coding. The models are over engineers, right? You'll notice that. It loves to, I'll put that on, that on, that on, that on. Ask for a button and you get a complete, like, ask for a button and you get, GTA 7. That wasn't in the script. I'm sometimes funny on accident, I think. These skills, though, they delete the code before it is written. And I love that ponytail skill. It's like, sometimes I felt like, man, after running this, my product got so much faster as well. I once spent like 2 weeks building an AI control center that was supposed to tell me what to do every day, right? I was like, I need an operating system. Checking manually takes 5 minutes, though. I never use the thing. And yes, I've built the monument to that mistake before I installed the cure. So unfortunately, that is what it is. Now, it cleaned up the noise for me. So let's reset the belief that this video is what it's really about, right? Like, you don't need a better AI, guys, right? Like, I noticed that, like, man, of course, Opus, it's a little smarter, but overall, that's not where the big win is. You need a better contract with the one that you have. So the people pulling ahead are not prompting harder, using smarter models or anything like that. They've quietly turned their AI into a team of specialists that show up trained every session. That you just have to say, go, and they go. I wasn't supposed to do this, was it? Let's go back. So your first 3 moves, okay? 1, do not install like 100 skills. It's messy. Your AI starts to hallucinate. You don't even know what you have, right? So you don't even know how to use it. You can better have a couple that you know and that you can train and make better. Pick your single most repeated task. Then 2, write 1 skill for it. Right? It's not about installing skills. Make your own skills so much better. Ugly is fine. Small is better. 3, that's not like, I don't hope some guys feel like offended by that. But okay, 3, let usage decide, right? Not invoke in 2 weeks. Delete it. Your logs do not lie. Mine don't, right? If I have a skill that I don't feel like, man, I need to use it, that Claude doesn't feel like you need to use it, then maybe I should just not have it. And I'm gonna show you one cool thing to wrap it up with, because I did say like, hey, it's not about prompting. It's not that prompting does not matter. You should prompt. Like, I'm not like sitting here like /command enter. That's not how I talk to Claude, but it makes life a lot easier though. But if you want a head start on the Alpha Factory, which is the platform that I've just showed you, I've now also created the AI factory, and that's just mostly crypto related, right? Which is actually only crypto related. And I did that so that people in my community that use crypto can also benefit from AI, because eventually you want to use it, because crypto is player versus player, and the people who are using AI are the winning players against you, right? So if you look at my dashboard right here, it's beautiful looking, like, it's so beautiful. But I created the AI factory, and I made it very easy for my community. Like, just get started. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But what I also did, I've created a prompt studio where you just find very good crypto prompts. Short, but fine, right? Mindset. A lot of people can use that. I'm feeling strong FOMO about this coin. It's pumping and I'm scared of missing out. Act as a calm, rational coach. Ask me questions I should answer before buying. Point me what FOMO is hiding from me right now. Give me a sober view, blah, 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 blah. But we also have a skill vault, right? So this is, you can just copy paste this all. This is free. Sign up for free. There's no catch behind this. And then we have a skill vault. This is for the premium members, but believe me, be premium for 2 days, you have your money back, if you ask me. Then we have the skill vault, and here I am sharing crypto specific skills, but maybe later also other skills actually that you can download. So you can just click download skill and you have it on your PC. And this one is to do a deep dive into certain coins. So if you want to, in crypto specific, buy a coin, you'll be like, oh, I have to look at that website, the founder. Okay, how's that? Where's the community? This does it all really strict, gives it a ranking, and it says skip, wait, or buy. And that completely changed my portfolio, and I'm outperforming the market pretty hard right now. So my prompts are there, free for everyone. Again, premium members, they get the actual skill files, including the one that I have here already. And I'm fast actually creating more and more with it. So the link is in the description and in the pinned comment, but also in the description, all the skills that I mentioned before. I'm gonna just, upload them for free because I just want you to use it if you want to get better from it. So, and hopefully I can grow the channel a little bit like that. So if the channel is new to you, I show you what AI is building actually, and what it takes to do so. I'm not going to show you the grade and just, Claude or VS Code. No, let me show you the product that I'm building, right? Otherwise it's all fugazi. So receipts are included. Failures are also included because believe me, it's more failures than wins. Subscribe if that's the AI content that you want more of. And by the way, if you are wondering how skill number 1 decides whether a video idea is even worth making, that scoring system is its own story, and that one is season.